Think of all the money they've spent on this. Thank you. Oh, very good. beautiful work. Hello. How are you? Very good. How are you? Hello. 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 Hi. Hello. How are you? Hello. How are you, sir? Good morning. My video camera. Hello there. How are you? Good morning. I'm from Canada. Can, yes, near Toronto. Have you been there? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am from Canada. Thank you. Good morning. Goodbye. See this one here? You hit this one, it gets you under the armpits and your belt. Look at that. How does this work? How does this work? Ooh, I don't think I'd like that baby. Maybe, I don't know. I would if I was them and I was hungry. Sorry, but fish trap.
All the way home.
Woo.
This is the fish trap. We can see this fish trap.
Seaside.
Like when we want to catch
Jeez, look at that. How'd you like to get caught in that baby? Hello. 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 Hi there. Hi there. Hi, Debbie. You feel good? Feel good? I was over there. Very nice massage. You are a beautiful girl. You have very strong hands. So thank you. Thank you very much. And your name is Allah. And you gave me a nice massage.
Well, here I am at dinner, my first substantial meal in Bangkok. I'm having red snapper and it looks delicious. I just can't wait. Kind of an interesting restaurant. See a lot of American or European guys, older guys with young Thai women, beautiful. I kind of like this country. Maybe we should adopt some of those rules for ourselves. I think it might be a lot of fun. At any rate, here's to all you suckers.
You think I'm taking your picture, Mac? You're crazy. I don't take ugly people. Hello, ladies. Nice massage. The best massage in town. The best you'll find around. This is some views from one of the streets where I live, one of the main streets. It kind of shows the scale, a small piece of Bangkok. The Sheraton there in the distance. And rising in front of me is this incredible hotel, condominium, whatever. You look around, you see the cranes. Then you see a construction site below. It's really quite amazing. I've walked up on the skywalk for the first time. This apparently takes you all over Bangkok. And below, we get an idea of the very busy city traffic in mid-afternoon. Unbelievable. Some more views, panoramic views of the downtown part of Bangkok. Park Hotel in front of me. You get an idea of the creativity of the incredible high condos, hotels, skyscrapers. And then there's a little taste of the older Bangkok, which you see in front of me. It's quite interesting. I'm on the skywalk for the first time, just taking in some sights before I return to my hotel room. Some idea of the street food along the small street where I am staying. It's kind of amazing, the variety. It's done in front of you. It's really quite good. And they have music going. I don't know what kind of fish they are. This guy has good looking things. I guess it's chicken and fish. Hello. Good food, eh? Good food? This is the famous Jayeth Museum. This is the train from the bridge on the River Kwai, the engine, I guess. During World War II, the Japanese used this train for transportation of ammunition to expand the fight into India and Burma. Very interesting. This shows you the Art Gallery and War Museum, where I will be visiting in a few minutes. We get half an hour here. Not much time, but it's okay with me. This is very interesting. This is the famous bridge on the River Kwai Museum. It's quite interesting. It looks like it's beautifully done. It shows the various soldiers from, I guess, each of the armies. The Australians, the New Zealanders, the Dutch, the English, the Americans. I guess these are rickshaws that were used, skulls, heads. This is interesting, this car. I don't know what this is about, a Mercedes-Benz used during World War II. It's in beautiful condition. I don't know who would have used this. I guess the Japanese would have had use of this. I'm sure it was a horrendous battle, as I remember from the movie, which is why I'm here, to see for myself. The dragon. Ancient Thais had fought with swords in the field of Gunsmoke to defend national independence with courage. They fought for the younger generation to live in peace. They had died for their beloved nation, Thailand. Literally, Thai border is marked by the bones of the fearless. We, the younger generation, shall maintain our independence and companionship forever and shall die for our nation. It's quite a memorial. Hello there. Nice to see you. Good morning. This is a beautiful museum.
You get downstairs, you have to stay
Down?
down. Because downstairs you see the wooden bridge.
Oh, the wooden bridge, yes.
This way downstairs.
Okay, good.
You have a ticket with? You want souvenir ticket? You want go home ticket? You want?
You need another ticket or just keep?
Yeah, you want there.
Okay.
For your friend.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, sir. Shows the men working 16 hours a day on the railroad. Unbelievable. Japanese guard. Unbelievable how these men had to work. I guess this is the old bridge. It shows here. If you can see, it's a little dark here, but it's quite interesting. This is the bridge over the River Kwai. This is continuing to be the museum. I guess some of the original rickshaws, carriages from that era. It certainly looks legitimate to me. It's quite amazing to see this. They're kept pretty well. See the tires. Here's an old Jeep. This was run by Japanese. Of course, the Brits, others, I guess, walked. Kind of amazing to see this. I hope that the camera is working. It's going to be a question as to whether or not this video camera is working properly. I must get the right adapter. Here's a boat. I guess it was used on the river. It looks a little bit like the boat I found in Cairo from the Pharaoh's boat on the Nile. It's kind of interesting. This is a shop that may have been something for the military, I'm not sure, or a printing press. These are rockets, bicycles, another boat, bicycles, uniforms, boots. Quite amazing. This is behind glass, so I'm not really sure what all I'm getting. A sidecar with a motorcycle. This is in pretty good shape. These boats are in very good shape. All Japanese motorcycles. Very interesting. This is my friend from Montana, from Yellowstone Park. She's a barmaid there. She serves the best Bloody Mary east of the Rockies. I guess these are some river boats here. There is inside here, but I'll give it a quick check. I think it might have some of the history. Here you see on the ceiling the planes flying over. Another boat. This is an open boat. Looks in good shape, well preserved. This would be the story. I don't have time to read it. Unfortunately, they only give us half an hour. But I know pretty much of the story anyway. So these are photos from the war years, I guess. There they are there. Actually showing them. Incredible. Incredible. Using the elephant. The men in their barracks. They were treated very, very badly by the Japanese, whom I really find hard to forget after all these years. So shades of Dachau. You can actually see a rail car, a boxcar here, which I missed in my first pass. This is interesting. Reminds me of Auschwitz. That's where they came in. This is pretty sad. These men were just human skeletons by the end. See the rice paddies down there through the palm trees. Feel kind of badly they have to do it so quickly, but at least I'm getting to see something. Rattan chair. These are helmets, I guess, from that era. Lifting heavy weights. Oh, here they're lifting, I guess, a dead person. I'm just redoing this because I may have screwed up the first time. I don't have much time. I'm taking from a little different angle. There's the bridge, the train crossing the River Kwai. Famous bridge over the River Kwai. You can see the Buddha in the background. It's a very old bridge, but I don't think it's the original. I think it's the replacement for the original. I just took a shot of a train crossing, so there's not really much to see here that I can see. Still, it's interesting to be here in this very famous World War II spot. This is the Thai countryside. Still on the bridge on the River Kwai trip. Just got on a train. Just wanted to show a little bit of the agriculture here. Looks like it's very well kept. Very rich looking loam, brown loam soil. This is the embankment made by the Japanese, World War II. This is incredible. I guess this is where they
had sentries where they probably hit out from Allied aircraft, bombers, whatever. It's cut right through the mountain. You can see it down below. See a cave. Some of the beautiful flowers growing along the train tracks. Moving at a snail's pace here. That's okay with me. Just hope this camera's working. This is the water tower that was used by the Japanese in World War II. This is where they kept their trains and their supplies going using water from this tank apparently. Quite interesting. It certainly looks like a 1942 version. Here you get an idea of the undergrowth. Of course, there's some farming in there. There's cow, banana trees, but there's tremendous jungle undergrowth here. They had to fight their way through in temperatures well over 100 degrees. Just subhuman conditions. There are the mountains in the backdrop. They look very much like the Chinese or karst formations up around Hanoi. So, not too much other things here. The agriculture is pretty sparse here. I know that there is some later on. This gives an idea of the jungle I was talking about, where they were fighting their way through all kinds of awful conditions. But you can see what they had to cut through and carry huge timbers. They were carrying dead men out. They were carrying in supplies. Very brave soldiers from England, Scotland, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, Holland, and they had a lot of Chinese help as well, plus some Americans. But this was a very, very tough road to hoe, I could imagine, having to cut through this, to cut their way through the jungle and complete the railroad. This is the way down to, I think, where we're going to eat on the water. We're eating here? Okay, thank you. Looks like a good place to eat. Down these steps, I'm very careful because I never want to fall. I don't need a broken leg or something in Bangkok. We're going to the river. This is the restaurant, but we're on a river barge on the River Kwai. Decorated up, I think, maybe for the Chinese New Year. People here are waiting for to be served their lunch. Where are you fellows from? Wales. Wales, okay. Canada. Yeah. Near Niagara Falls. Yeah. Oh, do you? Other end. Have you been to Vancouver? Pretty beautiful, isn't it?
you ski? They have great skiing out there. It's called Whistler. You should know about it. This is my lunch on the boat. It's all vegetarian. It's got tempura, of course the rice, it's got some soup. It smells delicious. There's no meat apparently on the board, which is fine with me. And this just shows you that this will be my reading material for the next couple of days probably. It's so beautiful here on the water. It's very, very hot. I would guess close to 100 degrees. This is kind of a beautiful picture. This is a family along a stream near the waterfall. They're obviously eating their lunch. It's a whole family. They have a little dog, a little boy in the waterfall with his mother. It's very beautiful to see this. Hello. Hello there. Beautiful baby. Hi there. Hello. Many families all around enjoying themselves. And through the trees here you can see the waterfall. You see this huge tree. I'm not sure what they are, banyan tree or eucalyptus or what. They have a gray bark spattered with black. Many root systems. Very interesting. This is a beautiful picnic area. I don't know what this fruit here is on this tree, but they're huge. They're hanging fruit. Look at the size. One is purple, one is green. It's just amazing. I'm walking up the side here to where they say they have a stream engine, which is the idea is to buttress the stream to give them more power during the was built I understand in 1934, and it was to help the Japanese provide more power for the railroad system that they were putting in by forced labor, which of course is the whole purpose of my visit. I'm going to get another look here of the waterfall. I see there's one that looks much higher, but for right now I'm going to try this lower one and see if I can find the stream engine. There's the water coming down, and I'm walking along. It's going to be interesting to see what is left of this stream engine, if anything. The lady said that it was here, so I'm going to check and see. I think I'm seeing it now, the yellow and brown thing over there. And here's the other smaller waterfall, which I'm climbing to. It's all very interesting. Of course, everything is in Thai, so I can't fully understand it. This is actually a steam engine. It was used actually until the 70s. It opened and was used by the Japanese during the war in the building of the bridge, apparently. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of condition it's in. Hello? It's kind of interesting, the decor they have in the front. Hello. Want to come back? It's very interesting. playing for me. Very nice. This is kind of the last stop, I guess, on my day tour, a whole long day, to see the bridge on the River Kwai, which is right below. This is a very tall waterfall, which is part of the trip. And you see the young children, people splashing, playing, swimming. It's a beautiful thing. The young white men up there in the top there are from Wales. I got to talk to them a little bit. And one of the boys whose father lives out here said that he had gotten the same virus that I got 2 years ago. And he had very serious diarrhea and vomiting, but it only lasted 2 or 3 days because he had his parents' care, and I guess he got the best of medical attention. Also, of course, he's much younger. But this is kind of a beautiful, placid spot, very quiet, surrounded by heavy bamboo. You see there the bamboo thickets, very rich. I guess this is part of the maybe dying bamboo, I'm not sure. But the foliage here is quite beautiful, very dense, and this is just a beautiful spot to see. Out here, this great waterfall. It reminds me a little bit of the Bridal Falls on Manitoulin Island. Although it's taller, it's not as wide, but quite pretty. Beautifully maintained, beautifully kept. I must say they do with great detail, and I think probably with love, because they really do honor people from outside who helped liberate them from the Japanese. This is taken at about noon on Saturday the 6th. I'm sure the temperature is well above 90, probably into the hundreds. Yesterday when we came out of one of our stops, it was 44 degrees. And I'm sure it's in the same league now. Looking at the construction beyond this rather beautiful hotel, and in the distance you see the construction of a new high-rise. There's one there that's quite creatively built. It's quite amazing to see the construction here in Bangkok. And then the overhead wires strung together, which is also very interesting. That some of the things are so antiquated, and yet others are just really quite modern. So this is a city that's changing, obviously, very fast. Incredible. They don't help me get on the boat. I had a heck of a time. I fell into the boat from up high on the pier. I asked for a hand. They didn't give me one. 2,000 baht, that's about 60 bucks American. But I'm going to make the most of it. That's the way I go. That's the way we go. Very interesting to see the life along the river here. Very interesting. Quite beautiful, really. dense jungle forestation here. There's an old tire there. Here's a Buddha or Hindu, probably Buddha, statuette marker along the river. Quite interesting. Quite beautiful. Some happy cruisers. We're headed for the floating market. This is a beautiful garden along flower gardens along the river, the canal really, built up very nicely. This is quite amazing. The palm trees overhead, the coconut trees. See the coconuts up there, Jackie boy? Plenty of coconuts. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. All of them are standing in a row. Big ones, small ones, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Life on the river, nothing like it. They live a charmed life here, if you've got the means, I guess. Some of these people are pretty good businessmen, pretty smart. 2,000 baht, about 60 bucks for 1 hour in this little dugout boat, motorboat. But it's okay with me. I'm here for the experience and to enjoy a little bit of taste of life in Thailand beyond what I normally see. Somebody's selling some stuff along the river. There's another toast to Buddha. Seems like a bigger boat coming along. We're pretty close quarters here. Hear this guy's motor in the background. They're coming through. They're quite happy with everything, I guess. More happier than I did. Hello. Hello. Where are you from? This is very interesting. This looks like warehouses along here, but I guess they're actually shops. They're closed up right now. It's Saturday afternoon. I'm sorry, I have the camera the wrong way. Saturday afternoon. This is the shops that I guess are closed for the afternoon on a holiday weekend, but they certainly have plenty of shops along this on my way to the floating market. People there doing some business. Some very nice artwork here. This is very nice. Very interesting. Beautiful art gallery. Beautiful art gallery. Nice display of art. Sculptures. Some more here. Beautiful, beautiful girl selling. Beautiful artwork. And there's another Buddha display and a beautiful garden. Flower garden. Mother would love that. Mary would love that. My two gardeners in the family, along with, of course, Jimmy, always a great gardener. Those are the favorites. This is clothes. I guess you can buy anything here of all descriptions. Quite interesting. Market, I guess you stop anywhere you want. I'm not stopping to buy any souvenirs or clothing or anything like that. Made a couple of purchases in Bangkok a couple of days ago, but that's going to be it. Now we've got some food here. Can we stop here? Stop. Stop. Food. This is my rice on my meal on the river, my lunch, long awaited, together with some, I think they called it Tong beer. Chong beer, Chong. It cost me 320 baht, which is about 10 bucks, I guess. But it certainly, the shrimp certainly look nice. And I guess those are prawns. It'll be interesting to see how they taste. Just look at those tasty little eels. They're prawns. There are all kinds of interesting things in there.
that I'm not even sure of. But the sauce is a little sharp, but it was quite good. The lettuce is fresh. The rice is excellent. Of course, I have chopsticks, which I'm not going to use today, but I really am quite good with them, believe it or not. I'll bring it out here in the sunlight more to hopefully see a little more. But you can see what I'm getting for my $10 lunch. And this super new place for me. It's a canal city. There are canals going every direction, up and down the river, I guess. You can see them. And there are shops all the way along, which I guess means the floating market. Even though these aren't floating like the one I remember on the Mekong Delta near Ho Chi Minh City, where you actually went out on the boats and jumped from boat to boat, where they actually came at you in boats, although I may still find them later. Here's a little duck there eating his lunch, and somebody else doing some construction, I guess. But some of the decor here is quite interesting, quite sumptuous, this one, for sure. We're coming up on one more, I'm not sure what they have. Well, it looks like they've got a little bit of everything here, all aimed at tourists. I think this is the real floating market. You get an idea here of the produce that they're selling off the boat. It's beautiful. Here's a beautiful lady, very persistent, trying to sell me melons, bananas, very nice looking food. Unfortunately, I'm really still eating my seafood and rice lunch, but this is the real thing, I think. I guess this is the big temple there. I can see it through to a degree. They seem to have a big crowd here. Very colorful crowd. You can hear the activities. Temple I've ever seen. They just painted all the colors of the rainbow, and the happy people are all congregated here, I think, for the holiday weekend. It's a big weekend here in Thailand, as I found out, unfortunately, driving down here, taking 3 hours instead of an hour and a half. Here's a family. Looks like they're bathing, swimming. Hello! Hello! Can you swim? Can you swim? Can you swim? Beautiful girls. Beautiful. Very pretty. A pretty mama. Hello there. Beautiful girls. Can you swim? It all works along the road going into Bangkok from the floating market area the Delta Valley was. Rather impressive. This is filet mignon at a small restaurant on the street where I've been staying, where I just purchased tickets to the Old City and to the Grand Palace, which should be very interesting. It's accompanied by a nice looking salad, mashed potatoes, and of course I have some Carlsberg draft beer, which is fairly good. The steak itself is not outstanding, but it's passable. It's worth about $9, I believe, with the beer, so that's not too bad for filet mignon. Cooked medium rare, which is about right for me. So this is my meal tonight, this being Saturday, the
the 6th of March, and tomorrow I'm taking a day off on Sunday so I can kind of recuperate from my long day today going to the floating market, which was spectacular. We've arrived at the Grand Temple complex. I'm not sure what this building is, but we'll find out very shortly. It looks like it's quite a significant long building. It looks quite old by the standards here. We've passed some beautiful palaces already, temples, palaces, and this is outside the walls of the temple. You can see the white wall sculpted, and I guess one of the temples. The line is moving, so I have to get moving here very shortly. That's the temple. I don't know if we can see the detail there, but it's incredible. The architectural detail. This is at the King's Palace. I take it was built during the era of Siam, but I'm really not sure. Endless traffic. That's the story here in Thailand. This gives you the idea of the palace grounds, the interior. Quite beautiful. I take it that's the king. Kind of see how beautifully kept it is. It's a beautiful picture. And of course the countless people going by. Oh my goodness, I'm finally inside the temple of the King's Palace. It's really quite incredible. Everywhere. It's beautiful. It's amazing, all the gold. Now I guess we're coming. Thank you.
What's your name? I'm Eli.
Eli, I'm Jack.
Jack.
Nice to meet you, Eli.
Jack. My son over there.
Okay, good. I'm glad to have friends. Well, Philippines and Canada are close. This is just amazing, the amount of workmanship in here. This is the most amazing complex I think I've ever seen. It's just an amazing place. Incredible. It's just over the top. This is outside the great temple where we're not allowed to take pictures inside. I've taken off my shoes. I'm about to enter. No cameras allowed, but we are allowed to shoot photos outside. So I would say greetings to you, my friend. This is from just at the edge of the Great Buddha, and I'm of the Great Temple. I'm trying to show these various temples a little closer than what I had before. This is just another view from outside of the temple. It's quite magnificent. And then I move over here to the right a little bit, and that's, I believe, the pagoda. I swing around, get an idea. This is a porcelain screen. It's really quite beautiful. Apparently it was imported, possibly from China, I'm not sure. but they said it was not plastic. It's the real thing, porcelain. This is at the entrance to the temple. Some of these very glowering, evil-looking guards. They look tough as nails. I would not like to cross them. And of course you can see the detail architecturally, the pagoda style architecture. It's all really amazing. Oh, it is. It was originally a Hindu, now it's Buddhist. Here you see the elephant guards. This is the model of Angkor Wat. I was in Angkor Wat when I was in Vietnam the first time and went up into Cambodia. It's the largest temple in the world. It's in a state of disrepair, but it's quite amazing, really. And many countries are helping restore Angkor Wat. You can see the pythons here guarding the temple along with the sentries. We are not allowed to go into this temple either. I think this might be the part of the royal temple complex. So a lot of these places are off limits. They're still very interesting. This is again part of the model of Angkor Wat. Very interesting. Even the model is large. Some more of these guardian elephants. Please do not touch the elephants. This is a beautiful shot of a water lily, I think. But it's being pollinated, I guess. Beautiful color. Purple against the green. Here again, looking at the Great Temple. These incredible statues. This is the inside. That's, I believe, for King number 3, the palace. This was built for King number 5, this palace. You can just see the beauty of the grounds, the beauty of the place, the architecture. Much of it inspired, apparently, early on by Indian architects and designers. This is the ceremonial hall for the king only, done through big ceremonies, I guess official receptions, etc. It's quite beautiful, as you can see. One of the Buddhas here was solid gold, weighs 5.5 tons of solid gold. The way it escaped the attention of the invading Burmese was it was covered in glass, and somebody accidentally knocked it over, the glass shattered, and they discovered the gold, pure gold Buddha. This is the fig tree under which the Buddha supposedly sat and meditated. This was the original shrine of the 5th king of Siam, who's the featured king in The King and I, the famous movie starring Yul Brynner and I believe Julie Andrews. Apparently there have been other variations of it, but quite interesting. And this is holy water. This is all very interesting. One of the palaces. There's another one over there. Fantastic canopy here. This is a rosewood tree here. This is a rosewood tree. Quite beautiful. The special canopy I mentioned with the purple top is apparently used for concerts. That's kind of a Greek, Greco-Roman looking structure there in the back, but that was the classic Thai, the one with the red tile roof. And then of course the Buddhist shrine there in the middle. Beautiful house, the gardens. This is really quite a stunning view here. You can see the care taken in the terrace gardens. They are spectacular, frankly. Beautiful blooming plants. These lamps on this bridge were apparently imported from London, England. Very interesting. This is a Venice style. Apparently it's for modernity. You can see the statues on top, the rear of the lady. Very classic looking. Very beautiful. What is this building? What is this building? What is this building? What?
Building, this one?
Yes.
This one we built it to be like a welcome gate for the king.
Okay.
From the outer palace to the inner palace here. And it's in Russian style.
Russian style. I thought you said Venetian. Venice.
The bridge over there.
Oh.
Bridge Venetian.
Okay, I was mixed up. He said, first he said it was from Venice, or Venetian. Actually it's Russian. He said that the walkway over here is Venetian from Venice. So we're getting a little confused here in the language, but that's all right. I've seen worse. He's actually been very good guide and kind of funny in many ways. Got some good humor, a lot of philosophy from Buddha.
Another color is
This is the Chinese, I guess you call it embassy, but it was built by the Chinese. It's built of teak, and it's done in Thai colors with the red, gold, quite beautiful.
until 9:40. Another half an hour you have free time to stay around.
And this,
Stay around. And then we meet
the
at
large
bus,
pink
9:40.
building,
You can take the same way we
was
came.
built in Victorian
The bus.
style and hosts Princess Di,
So
Queen
you have
Elizabeth,
another restroom,
many-
it's over there.
many dignitaries. I've gotten photos of it before. I thought it was the royal palace, but apparently it was used by the king and others when they weren't greeting people from other countries.
The road back, whatever.
Another shot of the tower. Quite impressive. This again is one of the screen. It's in front of the Chinese building. You can see how incredibly artistic it is. I think they're using jade and mother of pearl, all kinds of precious stones. But the overall theme is quite dramatic. And then I turn, and you see again some of the intricate art that's put to work here using animals and birds, and I'm sure different things from Nolan. You probably would be interested in looking at this as a young artist, aspiring artist. You would probably love seeing this and using your imagination to paint things. Now, I've taken this before, but as I understood it from the guide, this is one of the trees under which the Buddha allegedly meditated, and this is possibly the oldest structure of the entire complex here. It's a temple, I believe, dedicated to Buddha, and it's beside the holy waters where they used this for ceremonial and spiritual type procedures, kind of like the Sea of Galilee, I suppose. The water, it was not drunk or swam in, but rather used to sprinkle heads and to deliver religious ceremonies. So this is very, very old, well preserved, guarded by some evil spirits and saintly people. very, very old structure, and quite outstanding actually. I wouldn't want to face that guy. I don't know if we see inside or not, but it looks like a temple, and here are some of the little characters, animal characters, monkeys, who help protect this small temple, which is apparently very old. And I've gone around here pretty much, so quite interesting. This is the model of the temple that we're going to visit next. It's quite magnificent. I think he said it was influenced mainly by the Hindus, the Indians who came here first. It's called Wat Mahathat, reconstructed. Quite interesting. I'm looking at it through glass. The one with the spire?
With the spire, yeah.
Is Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka with the spire on the top. That looks like a bell. Also the bell-shaped stupa. And behind the tree over there, it was a principal stupa. That was around 50 meters high. And because of the earthquake in 1911, it's still down.
This is quite amazing. It reminds me some of Angkor Wat, although it is certainly different. And the brickwork is lighter, brighter, more red, whereas Angkor Wat has gotten very old with age. It's being restored by various countries, and I'll see if the same is here. This is an incredible temple complex. This is a fantastic shot. Very tall temple. This originally dates from 1374, so it's very, very old. It's quite an amazing complex. I'm so happy that I made this trip, if only to see this. Much more impressed with this in some ways than some of the more modern things that I've seen. There's the Buddha. It reminds me a little bit right there, the Colosseum.
Do you want a photo? I can't.
Just-
Seen one.
Just pointed at me.
Okay.
We'll edit it later.
Yes. But the thing is,
You don't have to. Wait.
you just kind of pointed at me, yes. And
Good.
You can either talk or I'll talk. But I understand that this complex is based on Cambodian, Sri Lankan, Hindu, but it is purely Thai, as I can see it. Dates from the 1400s, 1374, I believe. One of the most impressive I've ever seen, including Angkor Wat and many in China and India. Thank you very much for helping me out. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
A very good copy of the Buddha. I understand there are 1,000 Buddhas here in this complex. I believe it.
Affordable like this?
Much more.
It's more affordable? It's
Yeah,
cheaper?
yes. Your dad, if he was in the Vietnam War, he would certainly remember it.
He was born in 59, so he was around, but he wasn't.
He has a
serving.
memory of it.
But he wants to go mostly for like the French architecture, the French influence.
That would be Hanoi.
Yes.
Hanoi has a lot. It's a rather fantastic shot, using the trees as a frame. But of the newest temple, the last one we're going to visit today. But quite interesting. Those are the spires that I think are inspired by the Hindus, the Indians. But incredible. Amazing when you think of how old he is, and that yes. Thank you. I much peace and happiness.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good
Come
luck.
here. Come here. Come here.
Ladies leading me through some prayers here from Canada.
Canada, number 1.
Yes.
Lucky to you.
Anyway, thank you. Thank
Check,
you.
check, check, no, checkก่อน check, check,
Yes.
check.
Check, check.
Come from,
All from Buddha, from
come
you.
from the temple of family.
Thank you.
Buy
From my family. 200
baht.
baht. So,
And happiness.
here, you take.
Lucky enough to
I don't
be
want to keep, I am a Christian. So here is our boat. Looks pretty nice for our cruise. This is the banquet we're being served. It's a buffet. Looks like excellent food. Tremendously wide selection here of food. Everything you can imagine. I see an emphasis on rice and a lot of vegetable, very healthy eating. What a lineup. Okay, there's actually all pieces.
You face this way or this way? That way? Okay. Can you
Going down, folks. She's going down. Save the poor girl from the depths of the sea.
Well, I just had somebody take my picture and say I'm very handsome. I replied, I think I'm very old, sitting here under a tree, just enjoying the surroundings.